What's going on? Jun with the Sushi Man, and in this video, I'll teach you how to make HIYASHI CHUKA, which is Japanese cold noodle, or often called summer cold ramen. It's a staple in Japanese households and the perfect dish during the hot summer season. It's extremely healthy, super versatile, delicious, and best of all, very easy to make. Alright, now let's jump right in. Now, really quick in case you haven't heard, I have a newsletter that goes out every other week where I share recipes, insider tips, exclusive offers, product recommendations, dad jokes, and so much more. It's also a place where I can be a lot more personal and share what's happening in my life. So if you're enjoying my content here, then I'm sure you'll find it helpful and entertaining. There's a link in the description below where you can subscribe. Alright, now let's go over our ingredients. First, we have the noodles, and I like to use these packs made specifically for HIYASHI CHUKA, which come in different dressing flavors. This one's shoyu or soy based, but there's also goma, which is sesame, and sometimes I've seen yuzu flavored ones, at least from Myojo. Now, don't worry if you can't find these. You could pretty much use whatever noodles you like and then make your own dressing with my simple recipe that I'll share with you here soon. That said, HIYASHI CHUKA is typically made from ramen-style noodles, but you can use Japanese somen, udon, or even pasta if you like. This particular one comes in a pack of 3, but I'll only be using one for this video. Now, one of the best things about HIYASHI CHUKA is how versatile it is, and you can use whatever ingredient you want as toppings. I'm going to show you what I like to use, but feel free to add or swap any of these to your liking. So one of my favorite proteins to use for this is Spam, but you can use whatever. Ham, chicken, pork belly, beef, shrimp, crab, they all go really well with it. And of course, you can leave out the meat if you want to make it vegetarian. Okay, next we have 1 large egg. And then for the veggies, we have some lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, and avocado. Now all we need is a dressing, and you can use the one that comes with the pack, or you can easily make your own by following my recipe that I'll put up right over here. Making it on your own tends to be healthier, and plus you can use it for all different types of salads, so I highly recommend this. Okay, then I have some toasted sesame seeds and benishoga, which is red pickled ginger, to put on top. And lastly, a little bit of Japanese karashi or mustard on the side. And that's it for the ingredients. Now let's move on to our prep. Alright, first thing we want to do is cook our egg. So we're going to make what we call kinshi tamago, which is basically a thin sheet of cooked egg that's been shredded into small strips. So first, let's heat up our pan over medium heat. And while that heats up, let's beat our egg till it's nice and smooth. And then we're going to strain this through a sieve to get an even smoother and more uniform texture. Okay, now we're going to add some oil to the pan. And then spread it out evenly. It also may help to use a paper towel to make sure the entire pan is coated. Now we turn down the heat to about medium-low, and then add in the egg. Now you want to immediately swirl it around so that you get a nice circular shape. That's about the same thickness throughout. And if you see any of these big bubbles, you could just pop them with your chopsticks. And now we're going to let this cook for about 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, once it can freely move around and it's not sticking, then we're going to flip it over. Now we just cook this for about 10 to 20 seconds more. Once it's done, we'll transfer it onto a plate, and then we're going to let it cool in the fridge while we get our other toppings ready. So for the Spam, I like to cut this into about 1/4 inch thickness, and about 2 slices should be enough. Then I'm going to cut this crosswise into smaller strips. Now we're just going to cook this in the pan over medium-high heat till it's lightly brown, about a couple minutes or so. Alright, let's move on to our veggies. So very first you want to wash and dry all these, which I've already done. And then basically we're just going to cut it down into bite-sized pieces. So for the lettuce, I just simply cut it into about 1/2 inch thick strips. Next, let's cut the cucumber. And I'm only going to use about 1/3 of this, but I like to cut it at an angle so that the sticks are a little bit longer. And we're just going to julienne slice this, which basically means to cut it into thin strips. Watch. Okay, now let's cut our tomatoes. And then lastly, the avocado. Alright, now let's bring back the cooked egg, and we're going to slice this into thin noodle-like strips, which makes it kinshi tamago. And depending on the size, you can either roll it up, cut it in half, or keep it just as is. I usually like to cut it in half first to make it easier. Now we're just going to slice this about 1/8 inch thick. Okay, watch. Alright, now let's move on to cooking our noodles. Now, every ramen or noodle pack is different, so just make sure to follow the instructions on the package. This one needs to be boiled for about 2 minutes. Now we just strain this and wash it under cold running water. And that's it. Now we're ready to plate. So first, just make sure you've shaken off the water from the noodles as best as you can. And then we're going to place this down as our base. Now just add the toppings as you please. And there you have it. Now all you do is pour on the dressing and dig in. And like I said, this is the perfect dish for the hot summer months because it's so refreshing. Not to mention it's healthy, well balanced, and just extremely satisfying. So definitely give it a try this summer. Now, if you enjoyed this video and found my channel helpful, then you might want to check out my book. It's called How to Make Sushi at Home, a fundamental guide for beginners and beyond. Sushi is one of those cuisines that's intimidating for most people, even experienced chefs. And without the right guidance, it's very difficult to even know where to start. That's where this book comes in. It's my 20+ years of experience simplified into an easy to read book with tons of full color images. I teach you everything from sourcing the right seafood all the way to pairing sushi with the right Japanese sake. So if you want to become a professional sushi chef or just want to make sushi at home for friends and family, this book is for you. Links are in the description below for those that are interested. And now that you know how to make this traditional Japanese summer dish, go to this video right over here to learn another one of my summertime favorites, the poke bowl. Alright, good job gang. Hope you found this video helpful, and as always, feel free to leave any questions or comments below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying my channel. I'll see you on the next one. Arigatou gozaimasu.